Welcome to Sports City. We are at Lee Sports Village in Manchester. Wigan in Greater Manchester, but still, just to give you an update on what's been happening at the Rugby League World Cup for Jamaica. So, fate is still in the Jamaican hands, but it's a tough task at hand. Not impossible, but they have to work really hard. So, the Jamaicans will need to defeat Lebanon by 53 clear points in order to advance to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. In the quarterfinals, they'll face Australia at the John Smith Stadium in Huddersfield. Anything less than a 53-point victory will mean an elimination from the competition. Look at that right there. A ball just came onto the field and everything like that. But that is the situation right now. The team having their training session today look sharp, and they're looking forward to the task at hand of playing at a Rugby League World Cup. This is their third game and they're looking forward to the task at hand. Exciting times ahead, and I know the team will be sharp and looking forward to this task. Anything less than a 53-point victory will mean a flight home, and of course planning and preparation for the tournament coming up in terms of the qualifiers next year. And Jamaica will need to ensure that they finish in the top 2 to qualify for France 2025. So that's it for Sports City for right now. I'm Simon Preston. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.
Emphasis on them too. We'll lay boy half and all we're doing. Make sure there's no audio on them boys so they don't know what we're going for.
Go for a walk down to the other end. Okay, so we're going to go shuttles. You'll start off. Sprint as fast as you can. To far end. Tag Jaden. Jaden down. Tag you. Do that. Until you've done 5 each. Far end. Far end. Shuttles. Sprints. Now hold down the black dot. Jaden! Hold down the black dot. Yeah. 10 seconds. Got 5 sprints each. 5 sprints each. 3, 2, 1. Yep. That's why without a good training. That's why it's without good training. I'll stop it. Hold it there, Matt. Yeah, no, walk it back in. Jet.
Hot, jet, just fucking jet or hot. If I'm a hooker, you call that hot, give me it. Just call jet. I will come to you no matter what.
So we're here with Adrian Hall. Adrian, firstly, before we get into proceedings, tell me your title at Rugby League Jamaica.
Oh yeah, I'm the current sitting vice chairman of Rugby League Jamaica.
All right, now as vice chair of Rugby League Jamaica, Jamaica's at a World Cup, you know, your thoughts about just being here and competing against the best in the world?
No, yeah, it's a really big thing for us on the island and all the local lads who came over here and the part-time lads that are here as well. It's a really big thing. It's a really massive thing for Jamaica, like working for the badge, for the country, for the flag. It's a proud moment. It's a very proud moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, every game we've gone in, we've created some history, scored some points against Ireland, first try against New Zealand. Going into the game tomorrow, your thoughts, your feelings going into the game?
No, we have to win that one day. For the people that don't understand, we have to win that one, you know? So we plan to create history again by beating Lebanon tomorrow. Yeah.
And you know, Rugby League Jamaica has always been consistent, you know, and transparent with their words about giving domestic players an opportunity, and we've seen that throughout the course of the World Cup, haven't we?
Yes, we have. In the first game, we had one. It was just Chevron Bailey in the first game. In game 2, at one point there were 3 local lads on the field: Chevron, Marvin, and Andrew Simpson, with Andrew being the starter. And in this game, we get to see Chevron and Kamisi. So that would be all the local lads that are currently still in the squad being played.
And what do you think this will mean for players back home, like a Jensen and others?
Yeah, man, it should drive them, should give a breath of fire in their belly. And you know, this World Cup does add a little bit of legitimacy to what we're doing on the island. And this should help the players, yeah.
And certainly we know about exploits that you've had playing for the country as well. How are you enjoying the admin side of things?
I've always done the admin side whilst playing, and it's a hard act to balance. But this has been the toughest challenge yet, balancing both. Yeah, and yes.
I am Marvin Thompson, and you're watching Sport City.
So we're here with Danny T, veteran Reggae Warriors player. Danny, how are you?
Oh, you know me, Simon. I'm really good today, mate. Been in camp for a month for the boys, and on top of the world. Happy days.
Yeah, you've been here since the beginning, really, back in 2009, and to see us at the World Cup now, how does that feel?
Oh, it's something else, yeah. All them years ago, I don't think we even thought about being involved in the World Cup. So for it to actually come around and we've been in the World Cup and we've played in them games now. Oh, outstanding again, yes. And you can see how excited I am.
Yeah, and I mean, some of these lads you played with already, it's some young lads coming through as well. Your thoughts about the future of Rugby League?
Yeah, some of these lads I played with all them years ago, Joe Brown for example, you were there from day start as well, and obviously we laid the foundations for people like Rushy, AJ to come through now, and hopefully they get a bit of a shot at an higher level having played in the World Cup. So yeah, it's great to see these young lads coming through, and I think the future is definitely bright for Jamaica Rugby League.
Absolutely, and you played with Roy, didn't you, Roy Calvert?
Yeah, of course, yeah, Roy played in 2009, and yeah, I think me and Roy played in the halfbacks together, yeah, so we've been friends ever since, we've kept in contact ever since, so yeah, friends for life.
Alright, Greg, firstly, I mean, you're at a World Cup playing for your country. How's the experience been so far?
Yeah, it's been a real good experience. And obviously, we haven't got 2 wins, but from the first game, we took a lot out of that and we played the best team in the world. And I think we held ourselves accountable on the field, and so the score I don't reflect it, but like I said, we're doing very good, and it's inspiring for the Jamaican nation.
Yeah, I mean, you played for Salford a number of years. Does it feel like being back home in a sense here in Manchester?
Yeah, that's what I was Salford for 6 years, 7 years, so I'm back at Manchester now. Played Leah a few times as well this year, so don't want to mention them too much now. But yeah, it's good to be back in Manchester playing.
Yeah, and another big game tomorrow. Looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, it's a big game, like I said. The last game, Lebanon, everyone's already written us off. But we just go out there, put on a performance, and then obviously hold ourselves accountable again on the field. And I'm sure that we'll get a good fan base there cheering us on.
All right, Jama, firstly, you're part of the squad for the game tomorrow. How are you feeling looking ahead to the World Cup?
Yeah, really excited, to be honest with you. Potentially my first game that we'll have played in the World Cup, so yeah, really excited and yeah, can't wait.
I mean, you've been here for a long time now. You scored 8 points for us over in America a couple of years ago. Has it sunk in yet? At a World Cup and you're on the stage. Yeah?
No. I mean, it doesn't. As I said, I've not played yet, so it doesn't feel like you're fully part of it until you get out on that pitch. So, hopefully I'll be lucky enough tomorrow to play the game, and all the hard work then will have been worth it.
I mean, yeah, most times you're in Jamaica, it's normally like a 1 week camp or 2 week, but to be with the lads for a month, how does it feel?
Yeah, it's been pretty nice, to be honest with you, waking up with your mates around you and stuff like that. I'm not looking forward to going back to work now. But no, it's been really fun, and I've really enjoyed it, and all the lads have as well. You never really get chances like this all the time, so yeah, we've had to make the most of it.
Yeah, and finally, as you know, we're building towards the future as well. A couple of young lads in the squad, so qualifiers next year. I'm sure that's something that you're eyeing as well.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, you've got to look after tomorrow first and try and get a result there. But yeah, in the background, there's always something going on internationally, and it'd be something that I really want to be involved in and be a part of. Yeah.
Happy days.
All right, coach, so our third game tomorrow against Lebanon. Game after game, we've made strides. I just want to know your thoughts about how we've done so far in the competition in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm comfortable with what we have achieved so far. Obviously, you go out there to win every game. We have not had a win yet, but I think the effort from the boys have been outstanding. So I'm definitely pleased with that. Looking forward to the game against Lebanon. It's going to be a tough one. Lebanon are a very good team, and we just have to go out there and put our best foot forward again and try to get an excellent performance out of the boys. And if we get the win, then that's even the icing on the cake. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And coach, normally when you're in camp with the lads, it's normally like a week or two, but this has been a month experience. How refreshing has it been to spend a bit more time in camp with the lads?
Yeah, it's been good, to be honest. First time being on such a long tour for a lot of persons, including myself, but it has allowed us to really come together as a group. The learning curve has been a very good one. Some things we have done really well, some things have not been done that well, and so we have the opportunity to go away from this and learn and build on that and improve the team and the organization on a whole, just going forward. So yeah, it's been really refreshing. It's been different, and there's a lot to take away from it.
And finally, I'm sure Rugby League Jamaica, yourself and the board is putting plans in place as well for the qualifiers for France 2025 now.
Yeah, definitely. We always look forward to the qualifiers. So obviously, if we go out there tomorrow and if we win by 56 points or 55 points, we are through to the quarterfinals. And we're in the next World Cup. Obviously, if we don't, then we will have the qualifying tournament next year with USA, Canada, and either Chile or Brazil. And if that's the case, obviously we look forward to that challenge. Definitely, as soon as the game is over tomorrow, then planning begins right away for whatever the outcome is, whether we're in the quarterfinals or not. As soon as that game is done, we're going to be planning more. So yeah, France 2025, one way or another, this organization, we definitely want to be there, and we just put the work in that needs to be put in to give ourselves the best chance of being in France in 2025 and make it back-to-back World Cups.
just scored for your country in a World Cup. What was that feeling like?
Oh God, amazing really. It's not something as a prop that you get to do very often, so to do it for Jamaica, man, just sums up, it's just the end of a great month that we've had. Proved some haters wrong. Obviously a very tough game today. Lebanon are very good, very strong, very quick, and they're showing us how good the rugby is in Australia and what they're doing for their country. Hopefully in a few years' time we could be in that same position.
Yeah, and you know there's a lot of young players in the squad as well, qualifiers next year, so a grand opportunity for them.
Exactly, man, it's been great. The young lads have been amazing this trip. So proud of them. They've done everything we've asked for. They've come under our wing, and yeah, it's going to be great for the future.
Yeah, Mo, so you just scored for Jamaica in a World Cup. What was that experience like for you?
Just unbelievable, to be honest with you. It's something that I've dreamt of for years. It's my first try for Jamaica as well, so it's even better in a World Cup, a big stage like this. Just can't describe how I feel right now.
Yeah, and you've played for Jamaica almost 10 years now. The experience playing at a World Cup now with your country, the qualifiers, everything coming together, the experience for the last 1 month for you.
Yeah, it's been massive. It's not just 1 month, it's the whole process. You know, I've been there when we qualified. I've also been there the early days where we had to go out and do it tough, but it makes it sweet when it's World Cup and doing it even better on a big stage. It's all about, you know what I mean, growing a game in Jamaica and also over here, growing our profile. I was also just enjoying the whole moment of it all as well.
I mean, we're definitely confident that we're better than what we showed out there today. You know, we spoke about creating a legacy. You know, that's what this journey is about. We created history when we got here. We created history again in the first game by scoring our first ever points. We created history in the second game by scoring, you know, the first try. And we wanted to create a bit of history by, you know, seeking that win. I know a lot of persons believe that it's a pipe dream, but that's a belief in our camp. You know, we have overcome a lot of obstacles just to be here, you know, and we just wanted that win so much, you know. But it's all a part of the experience, you know. This disappointment, I think, creates that fire in the belly for us to want to ensure that we're here again come 3 years' time. It's far-reaching, you know. There are a lot of persons who I've heard in the media speak about the World Cup should be played only between 5 or 6 nations. That's rubbish. You know, is it really a true world game? You know, back in Jamaica, we have thousands of young kids who are looking for that opportunity. You know, we're seen as a heavy track and field nation. You know, Rugby League is now offering a genuine opportunity to those young people. There are people in Jamaica now who are getting scholarships to go to universities in Jamaica to play Rugby League. That's massive for us. You know, being here, I think we can engage more, get more kids playing in Jamaica, but also engage more with that diaspora here in the UK. Our motto is out of many, one people, and we've truly proven that, you know, for this camp, to pull guys from all over with different cultural backgrounds, you know, put them together for 4 weeks, that can be a recipe for disaster, you know. But fortunately, we have grown, and I think that this is a good launching pad for the rest of our program.
For sure. I mean, with players like Siobhan, have you got other teams that you've got eyes on that you might be picking a few more out for your next World Squad?
Yes, you know, Siobhan, I'm so proud of him. You know, I coach him at the club level, you know, and he has certainly come here and showed that there are players locally in Jamaica, if given the opportunity, they can stand up here.
It's all good things must come to an end, sadly, but it was a great experience. I've learned a lot, trust me. From playing in Jamaica and playing here, it's two different things. The intensity is way above the 3 players in Jamaica, because I've learned a lot, and I hope that when I go back home I can impart every knowledge that I've learned to all the young boys so they can get the opportunity like I have gotten.
And young girls. Because we have started a women's program in Jamaica as well.
Yeah.
Brad Walter from NRL.com. Do you think do you think playing more matches against this sort of opposition would help you improve?
I mean, definitely. In Jamaica, we're sort of isolated because we're the only country in the Caribbean that plays a sport. You know, in order to get a game, we'll have to either fly to the States or to Canada or all the way to Europe. You know, but having internationals and having countries playing against countries is the only way for the game to grow. You know, fine, you will have low scores, but tell me a sport that doesn't. You know, tell me any sport that in a World Cup there aren't lopsided scores. It's all a part of the learning curve.
I think a lot of teams would like a tour to Jamaica.
Yes, yeah, I mean, come on down, you know. We play all year round, sunny, beaches, good, mountainous terrains, good. I mean, our surfaces are a bit hard, you know, but again, that's our experience.
Josh, I'm just wondering as well, like, do you have any idea when you're going to play next year? Because there's a decent crowd of Jamaican expats following you today, but when can I watch the Reggae Warriors play again?
It's a very good question. The American Championships, which is the qualifying series for the next World Cup, will actually be in Jamaica next year. Teams, so the USA will be there, Canada will be there, and I think there's a playoff between Brazil and Chile, and the winner will be joining us in Jamaica. Cool runnings, man.
Am I right in saying further on from that the Americas are going to get 2 slots in the next World Cup? Have I heard that somewhere?
I've heard that, but I mean, I'm just focused on Jamaica and ensure that we're at the top of the mountain where the Americas are concerned.
Nick Kempton, ABC. What kind of support have you guys got back home? You talk about creating a legacy. Has Jamaica started to really get behind you with the start of that journey?
Yeah, Jamaica is a massive sporting nation. Unfortunately, we do not have enough resources to go around. You know, for example, we have no dedicated rugby league pitches in Jamaica. We play on soccer pitches, strapping PVC pipes to the post. The dimensions for a soccer field is different from rugby league. So you can imagine these boys coming here and realize that the pitch is way much wider and way much longer. You know, so locally, we do not get enough support. You know, but to be fair, I think every nation will have the same complaint. Hopefully, being in this World Cup and the spotlight being on Jamaica will encourage the corporate entities in Jamaica to come on board a bit more. And for us, the massive thing is, 1, we need a home field, and 2, we need to drive our playing numbers up. Because once we do that, that is when I think players will get better over time.
Gavin Willissey from The Guardian. I think I'm right in saying that all the domestic players are from the same club.
Yes.
What can you do about them taking back what they've experienced and spreading it through a bigger population of players rather than all going back to the same place?
Yeah, and that's a question that has been asked right across Jamaica, you know. But when you have a club that has won 6 times in a row, it says something about that program. There are a couple of plans that we have going forward. 1, I think in Jamaica, the biggest issue is coaching. You know, so there'll be a number of workshops and seminars for coaches, and also a number of workshops and seminars for players. You know, because if we can have these players who have been here, getting this experience, actually having a platform, you know, to pass on that knowledge, you know, to other players, then I think it augurs well for the program.
Siobhan, I've heard rumours. Have you or any of the other 5 islanders who've come across from the Haney Park Red Sharks, have you had any approaches from Championship or League One clubs over here to start with you and playing this season?
No, I've not. I'm not knowledgeable of the others, but not for me.
Okay. So I heard rumours that maybe Kikri Kyrgyz had approached you.
Yeah, no one ever approached me.
Anyone else? Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
All right, Coach, as you know, coming into this World Cup, there were a couple of hurdles along the way when you had COVID, injuries. Perhaps you might have wanted a few more internationals for the team, but bear in mind all of those challenges. How would you summarize the tournament that we had?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us it's been a successful tournament, to be honest. I think when we came into camp, what we spoke about was the effort areas from the players. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we know that we're in a very challenging group with both New Zealand and Lebanon being favourites. And of course, Ireland is also a good team that many pundits predicted would be challenging as well for that second spot. Obviously, we wanted to challenge for it as well, but at the end of the day, you know, it wasn't to be. Came up against some very good teams, and you know, the scorelines didn't go our way. But I'm very proud of the performance of the boys in all 3 games. I'm very proud of the fight that they put up. You know, we got points on the board, and that was really important for me. And it's really important to see that we can compete and that we can really go out there and put an effort in to really, you know, make Jamaica proud. So yeah, overall, I'm pleased. I can't say that I would not have loved to have, you know, kept the scores a bit lower for some of these games. But at the end of the day, that's rugby league. You know, when you come up against quality teams with full-time professionals, you're always going to be up against it. And I thought my boys responded really well, and I think they did their best, and I'm happy overall. Yeah, definitely. You know, it was really important for us to ensure that, you know, this journey represents who we are. You know, and you know, this national team has always been about fielding both our heritage players living in the UK and our best domestic talent. And yeah, the domestic boys, I mean, I thought they did really well. I mean, Siobhan Bailey, definitely one of the standout domestic players for me in terms of his performance. I think 80 minutes against Ireland in that first game, good minutes against New Zealand, and you know, a good second half today against Lebanon. I think he was very good defensively. Kamisi McCain, you know, after getting that concussion in that warm-up game, he had his first minutes today, and you know, I'm proud of the way he played. He was strong in the middle. You know, Marvin Thompson got his minutes against New Zealand. Went out there, he did well in my opinion. Obviously, Aviva McDonald started on the wings today. I think he did himself justice. You know, unfortunately, you know, Ronaldo Wade got injured from that Cumbria game, so he didn't feature in any of these 3 games. But he was a big part of what we did in 2018 when we qualified. So, you know, Andrew Simpson, the last player, played against New Zealand, played his heart out on the wings. So yeah, great experience for the lads. And like I said, very important for us as an organization, as who we are, you know, to always ensure that there's a balance in the team in terms of our UK-based professionals and the amateur players from Jamaica. It's all about lifting the standards and performing. So, you know, the challenge is always for us to find a way to make it work best. I mean, if you look at this World Cup, not many teams, you know, featured domestic players in terms of players who are amateur players. You know, we did it, Greece did it. I don't think anyone else really did it. I know Lebanon had they had 1 or 2 domestic players, but I'm not sure that they played today. You know, so, you know, I'm proud of what the boys have done, and hopefully, you know, we can just continue to build on it. Yeah, 2 years short of 20 years actually. You know, we started in 2004, and I was there from the very beginning with Roy. You know, great journey started by the founding fathers, Paul Morris and Keith Jackson and Mr. Masterton. So to be here still is a great honor for me. To see the realization of the dream, I mean, that's what's massive. It's very emotional for me and for my family. And yeah, you know, it's on to the next thing right now, and obviously the next thing for us is France 2025. You know, definitely we'll be putting in plans in place. We'll be learning from what we did here at the World Cup. You know, taking all the good stuff, taking all the bad, analysing, and coming up with a plan to see if we can qualify for our second consecutive World Cup, and then to see, you know, if we can be more competitive in that World Cup. So yeah, it starts today. You know, it starts today again, so it's going to be interesting to see how we handle that.